Have you ever wondered why so many seniors seem to face a shorter life after reaching 75? Is it really just genetics? Or could there be something deeper happening that no one talks about? Think about it. You probably know someone, maybe a parent, a grandparent, a neighbor, who seemed fine for years, and then suddenly, after 75, their health started slipping. One small fall, one quiet illness, one gradual change in daily habits, and everything began to spiral. It feels almost unfair, doesn't it? But here's the truth. There are hidden reasons behind why so many seniors don't live long beyond that point. And these reasons aren't just statistics in some medical journal. They're real. They're personal. They're the exact struggles you or someone you love may already be facing. And that's why this video matters. Today, we're uncovering the 5 reasons most seniors struggle to live long after 75, and even more importantly, what you can do about it. Because knowledge alone isn't enough. What you really need are the small, practical changes that can protect those precious years and turn them into years of strength, independence, and even joy. I want you to picture this. Imagine sitting down with your loved one, your mom, your dad, your grandmother, or maybe even yourself in the mirror, and realizing that the choices made today could either shorten life or add more good years to it. That's how real this conversation is. And here's something I'll tell you up front. Stay with me until the very end. Because reason number 5? It's the one most people ignore, the one even doctors sometimes don't emphasize enough. Yet it's the very thing that could mean the difference between decline and resilience. It could literally save a life. So, let's dive in together. We live in a world where people are living longer than ever before. Advances in medicine, technology, and awareness mean many of us are reaching ages our grandparents never thought possible. But here's the catch. Living longer doesn't always mean living better. A longer life without strength, without clarity, without joy, isn't really the life anyone hopes for. And that's where this conversation becomes so important. It's not just about adding years to your life, it's about adding life to your years. Here's something surprising. Some studies suggest that isolation in seniors can be just as harmful as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. Imagine that, loneliness carrying the same weight as a lifetime habit that we've always known was dangerous. But is it truly worse? Or just different? The answer isn't as clear as you might think. And that uncertainty is exactly why paying attention now matters. Other research hints that small, everyday choices, things as simple as how much water you drink, how often you move, or how engaged your mind stays, can quietly determine whether your later years are full of energy or cut short. The scary part is, these changes often sneak up so slowly you barely notice them until it's too late. That's why today we're digging into 5 powerful reasons why so many seniors struggle after 75. And these aren't distant, abstract ideas, they're everyday realities. We'll look at how declining physical activity chips away at independence, how poor nutrition robs the body of resilience, how lack of mental stimulation silently weakens the brain, how fading social connections can break the spirit, and finally, how unmanaged chronic illness can turn small issues into life-threatening crises. Each one of these reasons is like a thread. Alone, it might seem small. But together, they can unravel the fabric of a life far too soon. And yet, the beauty is that every thread can also be rewoven. Choices made today, even small ones, can change the entire pattern of tomorrow. So let's begin with the first and perhaps most underestimated reason: declining physical activity. Reason 1. Declining physical activity. The first reason so many seniors struggle to live long after 75 is the steady decline in physical activity. It doesn't happen overnight. It begins slowly, one skipped walk, one more afternoon in the chair, one excuse that feels harmless in the moment. Over time, movement fades from daily life. And here's the problem. When the body stops moving, it starts sending signals to the muscles, the bones, even the heart, that it's no longer needed in the same way. Systems begin to weaken quietly in the background. Science confirms what you probably already know deep down. Muscles not used will shrink. Bones without weight-bearing activity grow fragile. The heart, a muscle itself, loses endurance. Even balance begins to falter. The less you move, the harder it becomes to move. And suddenly, independence is at risk. Falls become more likely, recovery more difficult, and everyday tasks that once felt effortless now demand everything you've got. Let me tell you about Walter, who was 78. After retiring, he spent his days in front of the television. At first, it felt like a well-deserved break. But slowly, he noticed his energy fading. Climbing the stairs left him winded. His doctor warned him about rising blood pressure. One day, after struggling to get up from his chair, Walter realized he was losing more than just his strength. He was losing his independence. With encouragement, he began taking short daily walks around his block. The first days were hard. But over time, his legs grew stronger, his energy returned, and his favorite part became greeting neighbors he hadn't spoken to in years. That simple act of movement added both vitality and connection back into his life. So what can you do? The answer isn't running marathons. It's the small, consistent choices. A daily walk. Light stretching in the morning. Gardening. Carrying groceries yourself instead of asking for help. Even household chores, sweeping, folding laundry, climbing stairs, keep the body alert. Each movement is a signal that says, I'm still here. I'm still strong. The truth is this: inactivity quietly shortens life. But purposeful movement, even in small amounts, has the power to extend it. Every step you take is not just exercise, it's an act of claiming your future. Reason 2. Poor nutrition choices. The second reason many seniors live shorter lives after 75 is poor nutrition. The body's needs change with age, but eating habits often do not. Many seniors eat what is quick, cheap, or familiar. Frozen dinners, canned soups, processed snacks. These may fill the stomach, but they starve the body. Here's why that matters. At this stage in life, the body requires high-quality fuel. Without enough protein, muscles weaken. Without calcium, bones grow brittle. Without vitamins and minerals, the immune system falters. And too much sugar, salt, or processed fat doesn't just weigh the body down. It increases the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even cognitive decline. Think of Eleanor, age 81. She lived alone and often reached for canned soups and frozen meals because they were easy. Slowly, she began noticing her memory slipping, her joints aching, her energy fading. She thought it was just aging. But when her daughter encouraged her to cook simple meals with fresh vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains, the transformation was striking. Within weeks, Eleanor felt sharper, stronger, and more alive than she had in years. She often said she wished she had made the change earlier. What can you do? Start simple. Replace one processed meal with fresh ingredients. Keep fruit, nuts, or yogurt handy instead of cookies or chips. Drink more water, because dehydration alone can cause dizziness, confusion, and even falls. Seniors often underestimate just how dangerous dehydration can be. Skipping meals is another trap. It drains energy and weakens resilience. Nutrition is not just science. It's self-care. Every plate you prepare is either building strength or slowly taking it away. And the difference between decline and resilience may be sitting right there on your dinner table. Reason 3. Lack of mental stimulation. The third reason life often shortens after 75 is the quiet decline in mental stimulation. Just as the body weakens without movement, the mind slows without challenge. And too often, seniors fall into routines that no longer stretch their brains. Days blend together. Curiosity fades. The television stays on while conversations grow fewer. The danger. A brain left unstimulated doesn't simply grow bored, it begins to deteriorate. Memory weakens. Focus drifts. Problem-solving skills fade. And with that decline comes lower mood, less motivation to stay active, even weaker immune defenses. Many assume forgetfulness or confusion is just a natural part of aging. But often, it's not just age, it's disuse. Consider Samuel, 80 years old. After retirement, he let go of his hobbies. Days were spent napping or sitting in front of the TV. Over time, he became withdrawn and forgetful. His granddaughter suggested he try crossword puzzles and even invited him to join a local chess group. At first, Samuel resisted. But as weeks passed, something remarkable happened. His memory sharpened, his mood lifted, and he found new friendships through shared games. His revival didn't come from medicine, it came from curiosity. So how can you protect your mind? Stimulate it daily. Read books. Solve puzzles. Learn something new. Even small things like trying a recipe or exploring a local history story. Play music, practice hobbies, or engage in meaningful conversations. Social interaction itself is powerful mental exercise. The takeaway is clear. The brain is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it stays. Every idea, every puzzle, every new experience is an investment in more years of clarity and joy. Reason 4. Weak social connections. The fourth reason many seniors decline after 75 is the loss of human connection. Loneliness doesn't arrive all at once. It creeps in slowly. A friend passes away, children move away, social circles shrink. Before long, days turn into weeks without real conversation. Science shows that loneliness is as harmful to health as smoking or obesity. Think about that. The human body is wired for connection. When that bond is broken, stress hormones rise, blood pressure climbs, and immune systems weaken. Depression, cognitive decline, even early death become far more likely. Helen's story brings this to life. She was 81 when her husband passed. She told herself she was fine, but gradually, her sleep worsened, her appetite shrank, and her energy drained. A neighbor encouraged her to join a senior group. Within weeks, Helen was laughing again, eating better, and regaining strength. What changed wasn't her diet or medication. It was her sense of belonging. Practical steps? Stay connected in small ways. Share a conversation with a neighbor. Attend a local group. Call or video chat with family. Even technology can be a lifeline. A video call with a grandchild can brighten an entire week. Human connection is not a luxury in old age. It's a necessity. A smile, a laugh, a listening ear, these are as vital to health as any pill. Build connections wherever you can. They are the medicine of the soul. Reason 5. Unmanaged chronic illness. The fifth and final reason life often shortens after 75 is unmanaged chronic illness. By this age, conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, or lung disease are common. The danger isn't just the illness itself, it's the lack of consistent management. Missed appointments. Forgotten medications. Ignoring warning signs. These turn manageable conditions into crises. A senior may think, it's just part of aging, but that belief can be deadly. George, at 78, had been told for years his blood pressure was high. He shrugged it off. One morning, he felt dizzy. By evening, he had suffered a mild stroke. With regular monitoring, small lifestyle changes, and steady care, his outcome might have been very different. Sadly, his story is not unique. What can be done? Partner with doctors. Keep medication routines steady. Track blood pressure, blood sugar, or weight at home. Walk after meals. Eat with awareness. Even a simple notebook of daily readings can prevent bigger problems. Communities can also help. Wellness programs, clinics, or even a volunteer who calls once a week can make the difference between decline and resilience. The truth is powerful. Chronic illness does not need to decide the length of your life. With awareness, consistency, and support, seniors can manage these conditions and live many more years of dignity and strength. Every one of these 5 reasons, declining activity, poor nutrition, lack of mental stimulation, weak social connections, unmanaged illness, acts like a hidden weight pulling down the years. But awareness is the first step. Once you see the pattern, you can change it. Now that we've uncovered the 5 reasons, let's take a step back and look at how they connect, because the truth is, these challenges rarely happen in isolation. They weave together, each one making the others heavier. Think about it. Poor nutrition drains the body of energy, which makes physical activity harder. When you stop moving, your balance weakens, and soon you're afraid of falling. That fear keeps you at home, and before long, your social world shrinks. With fewer connections, the days grow quieter, the mind grows less engaged, and loneliness sets in. And while all of this is happening, that chronic condition in the background, maybe high blood pressure, maybe diabetes, goes unchecked, slowly getting worse. It's not just one problem. It's a cycle. And once the cycle starts, breaking free feels harder and harder. But here's the good news. Just like decline can build on itself, so can resilience. Imagine this instead. A senior chooses to go for a short walk after lunch. That walk improves digestion and lowers blood sugar. Lower blood sugar means more steady energy. With more energy, they feel motivated to cook a healthier dinner. Eating better fuels the body and sharpens the mind. Feeling sharper, they pick up the phone and call an old friend. That conversation sparks laughter, and suddenly, loneliness feels lighter. And with more support, they're more likely to remember their medications and attend checkups. One small choice created a ripple of strength. That's the beauty of it. Every positive choice unlocks the next one. You don't need to change everything at once. You just need to start somewhere. A walk, a balanced meal, a puzzle, a phone call. A single act of care for the body, mind, or soul can shift the entire direction of your later years. And here's a question worth reflecting on. Which of these 5 reasons do you think is the biggest threat after 75? Is it the physical, the mental, or the emotional side of aging? Or could it be something else entirely that we haven't mentioned? Your thoughts matter, because what feels most dangerous to one person may not be the same for another. This is why awareness is so powerful. Once you can see the hidden threads pulling life shorter, you also see the ways to cut them. You see the opportunities to rebuild, to replace decline with growth, isolation with connection, and weakness with resilience. So, what have we really uncovered here today? We've seen that life after 75 doesn't suddenly decline because of age alone. It declines because of choices, habits, and circumstances that quietly chip away at strength and resilience. Declining physical activity, poor nutrition, lack of mental stimulation, weak social connections, unmanaged chronic illness. Each one is powerful on its own, but together, they create a storm that shortens life too soon. But here's the part one want you to hold on to. None of this is set in stone. Longevity isn't just about lucky genes. It's about the small, intentional steps you take every single day. A short walk, a glass of water, a balanced meal, a puzzle that challenges your mind, a phone call that warms your heart, a simple routine that keeps illness under control. These little choices may feel ordinary, but they add up to something extraordinary. More years, yes, but more importantly, better years. Years of independence, laughter, energy, and connection. And if you've already struggled with some of these things, let me remind you, it's never too late to begin again. Every day is another chance to choose differently, to repair what feels broken, to honor the years you still have. Life after 75 doesn't have to be a slow decline. It can be a season of wisdom, of joy, of fulfillment. But only if you tend to the body, the mind, and the soul with equal care. So ask yourself right now, which of these 5 reasons do you need to pay the most attention to? Where will you start? Because your tomorrow is shaped by what you decide to do today. Before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 reasons spoke to you the most? Was it the lack of movement, the poor nutrition, the loneliness, the quiet fading of the mind, or the challenge of managing illness? Or maybe, you've seen another reason in your own life, something we didn't even mention here. Share your thoughts in the comments, because your story could be the one that helps someone else make a change. If you found value in this video, do me a favor, give it a like. It may seem small, but every like tells YouTube that this message matters and should reach more people who need it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Senior Strong Living and turn on that little bell icon. This is the place where we uncover the truths, the habits, and the simple daily steps that can make the later years not just longer, but stronger. Don't keep this to yourself. Share this video with a parent, a grandparent, a friend, or even in a community group. You never know, it might be exactly what someone needs to hear today. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope you walk away not just with information, but with inspiration to act, to care, and to choose life, in every sense of the word. Until next time, this is Senior Strong Living. Stay strong, stay connected, and take care of yourself and those you love. I'll see you in the next video.